I'm making this video on the stairs because I honestly feel like this might be the best place to film a sit-down video right now. I'm sorry about any background noise you're hearing currently. This is from our internet system. It just so happens to be next to me as well. If this is your first video here, hi, my name is Bella. I am a 29-year-old mother. I am a card maker. I am a wife, I am a sister, I'm so many things. And I try my best to define myself by who I am, not what I do. So that is why I've described myself in this way. A new development. Just past midnight by 31 minutes now. At around 5 p.m. around 4 p.m. today, my husband got me some medication. I have allergies, I'm sure you can hear my voice. I have allergies, so during the dry season, middle of dry season and end of dry season, I have like coughing fits, like wheezing cough kind of thing. So he got me some medication, and as he got the medication, I saw it on the table, and he said, oh yeah, initially my concern was I didn't feel like my cough was dry because it's kind of phlegmy. I'm so sorry for this, is just probably not even necessary information, but just for the story to flow, I guess. So I commented on, oh, you got me dry cough, and I don't know if this is a dry cough or a chesty cough. And I said, oh, no matter what, they said you can use it. The only time you can't use it is if you're pregnant. So I said, okay, I'm not pregnant. Took the first one. And then maybe like an hour later, when we were about to leave for my brother-in-law's barbecue, I was like, I'm going to have to take this thing 4 times a day. And I remembered my mother-in-law basically ringing it in Deji and I's ears that anytime we're about to take malaria medicine, that we should make sure that we take a pregnancy test first. So as a result of this advice, I have taken several pregnancy tests. And this is aside from me just generally being a neurotic person. And I've spoken about this on my Instagram before, which hopefully will be revived one day, but Bella Fayomi as well on Instagram. Because I had a phase where I was taking like pregnancy tests. So I was just like, okay, fine. I made a commitment. Before then, I was like, I was just thinking I should take a pregnancy test, but I was like, I promised myself that I was going to stop doing this. I can't keep doing this to myself. And like my period is next week, so what is the point to myself? So I'll just wait. I was like, okay, when this whole thing, just flashed through my mind. And I was like, oh, that's actually a good excuse to take a pregnancy test. It becomes a thing where it felt like, I don't know, it's slightly obsessive to be wanting to pee so much on a stick, but that's kind of what I did. Took a pregnancy test and just went about my day getting ready. I took it upstairs in Zoe's room because I just didn't want anybody. I didn't want to yabbing me or like anything like that. And I was already on my way up there. So as I was going, my room is over here, Zoe's room is upstairs. So I just picked up the pregnancy test, went upstairs to her room, peed, and then picked up the things I needed from her room, and then just put it in a towel and took it downstairs. From the point in time I went from there downstairs, it was probably already the 3-minute mark. And I was just thinking to myself, I beg, let me just check the thing. I know what I'm going to see, let me just drop it and throw it in the bin in the kitchen. So that's why I took it into the kitchen, so that I won't drop it inside like the bin. See, I'm always thinking ahead in these situations. Open the test in the kitchen. DJ has we are in the living room, and I see pregnant. I'm looking for the nuts. I'm searching. Where's the nuts? Where's the nuts? A not pregnant, because I'm so used to seeing not pregnant. with being said I was pregnant, I was literally shaking. Like, at that point in time, I'm not going to lie, call it over binging on YouTube videos or whatever. I was like, shit, the one time, because if you guys know how many times I've taken pregnancy tests and documented, the one time that I did not record myself taking a pregnancy test is the one time. And I had a feeling. So there are certain things that God has told me about myself and about what my pregnancy experience was going to be like. And one of the things that I was told is that at the point in time I knew that it was going to be the day that I did not document. That's how I find out I was pregnant. That's one. I knew that because my last pregnancy, I didn't know I was pregnant for such a long time. This one, from the beginning of the pregnancy, I knew I was going to know that I was pregnant. That's two. Now the third thing, was so funny because I still can't work out if this message in particular was like a red herring or if I just misunderstood the message. But let me try and see if I can find the journal, because I actually wrote it down in my prayer journal. Let me see if I can find the journal that I wrote this prayer in. Okay, I found it. This is dated Sunday, February 20th. So I said, has life gotten better or worse as I did this? I'm so sorry guys, just bear with me. I had a very strange dream last night and it reminded me of a prayer I had offered up to God about my obsession with pregnancy tests. I told him that I wouldn't take any more tests until he tells me to. This dream was pretty blurry except the main idea, which was I took 7 pregnancy tests and all 7 of them were positive. My parents will start today or tomorrow, but I feel like, should I take a pregnancy test? But I also feel like maybe just wait. I feel bad for God giving me this dream and me not really knowing what I can do about it, if I can trust how I'm interpreting it. I feel anxious and I feel like I have 2 options. 1, put myself out of my misery by taking a test, or 2, cast my worries onto God, distract myself with other things until my period comes. Either comes or not. I'm torn. Both options are based on faith, so bruh. The next day, I think I said, okay, today's a special day, so I wrote this on 2/2/2/2/2. Today's a special day not because the date is special, because I found out that it's not time for me to have you yet. So this is written to whoever might come out of me. But yes, so I had a dream. I saw 7 pregnancy tests. They were all positive, or at least I feel like they were all positive. It's so funny when things happen in real life that mirror your dreams, it now starts to make you wonder if you got it right the first time. Guys, from February 20th, so I took the tests after that, I think on the 22nd. From the 22nd to yesterday, the 15th, I had taken a total of 7 pregnancy tests. 6 of them were negative and the 7th one was positive. I'm actually in shock. I don't think I reacted. Like I reacted, I was shaking. I'm visibly shaking, or I was visibly shaking. But I don't think it has hit me yet, because in as much as, and I really want to say this with a certain level of sensitivity, because I am personally friends with, and I have known people that have actively been trying to have children. In as much as I wouldn't say DJ and I as a team were actively trying to have children, I feel like since the point in time I took out my implant, I was very open-minded. And during the period in time for me taking out my implant to like the month before this month, we've pretty much been dropping the ball. That's just the honest to God truth. Trying to calculate cycles, trying to like readjust to the way that periods are now and etc. This last period was, and I was sick during my period. I had malaria, like not during my period, I had malaria during my ovulation time. So on the day on one day in particular, I was having really sharp pains, and I don't know if I've spoken about it before on this channel. I'm going to assume not, but I have had a history of having ovarian cysts. I've actually had 2 in my lifetime. One that led to a major surgery. That is a testimony for another day. But so my doctor basically said, if you're feeling any sharp pains, we know that you're like a hard guy or whatever, story, just go and get an ultrasound. So I went to get an ultrasound, and at that point in time that I got the ultrasound, they didn't find any cysts, thank God. But the technician mentioned, oh, like your uterine lining looks like you're prepping for ovulation, or you're ovulating, or you've ovulated. I'm not really sure. I heard you're ovulating, or I heard you will soon ovulate. I was now talking about, the dominant follicle and all that. But because I already knew that this cycle, I was not really going to try. The Jana had a conversation, and it was kind of a thing of, let's just see how next month goes, or let's see how, like this one, we were not trying since and we didn't get pregnant. Let's just hold off. Let's actually put in a conscious effort not to play around. So during that period, we're even in my mom's house because we were fumigating the house and stuff like that. So we didn't have sex or anything like that, because Zoe was literally smack dab in the middle of us for the 3 nights or so, 2 nights that we spent there. So the next day I come home. I think that's when we finally come home. So we fumigated on Tuesday. We stayed Tuesday night. Wednesday was when I went to the hospital. Thursday I come home. By Thursday night now, my app is telling me, okay, you're going to ovulate like tomorrow or something. I test on Thursday night. It says I'm not ovulating yet. The line is getting close, but the line is supposed to be either equal to the control line or darker than the control line, so it was not there. I also had like an electronic one. It said I'm not ovulating, so I was like, okay, no matter how close this line is saying I'm not ovulating, period. The next day morning I tested, it says I'm not ovulating, and it pretty much did not identify that I ovulated. So after like the days passed in the calculation, in the period in time that I was supposed to have ovulated, we just kind of went back to living our lives and stuff like that. I think it has been maybe a week since. In fact, it got to the point where we had like a conversation about like the whole trying, should we try, should we not try situation. And I actually deleted my Flow app because I was like, yeah, I'm going to become obsessed with this thing. Like, when you can tell even before you become obsessed with something. The fact that I'm already actively trying to like tag when my ovulation is and stuff like that, I just already knew that I was going to become obsessed with this. So I just deleted the app. I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. That's after this ovulation cycle, or whenever it is I potentially ovulated. When I realized that the app wasn't tracking properly, or I felt like it wasn't tracking properly, I deleted the app and just went about my day. I will talk about how I knew I was pregnant, because it is quite different from a lot of the other times, because I felt like I was pregnant. Like last month, I felt like I was pregnant the month before that. I think when you're just sensitive, you just feel like you're pregnant all the time. I will speak about my symptoms and how I felt like I was pregnant, how I kind of knew, not knew, but like how I had a strong inkling that I was pregnant. I didn't like trust myself completely, my intuition, because I felt like I had disappointed myself so many times. Because no matter how much you feel like you don't want to be pregnant at a certain point in time, or even that you do, worse still if you do, seeing negative tests is so painful. And like I said, this was my 7th test from February to now. So you can imagine that month of January that I first got my implants out, the amount of tests that I was taking, and every time I would have malaria or anything, I would obviously take a test as well. So all this is to say, God works in mysterious ways. I still don't know at what point in time I conceived. I can't believe I'm saying I conceived. This is so different from the first time that I was pregnant, because like I said, this is crazy. By the time I'm filming this and finding out I'm pregnant, I'm probably, if we're calculating it based on my last period, you can say that I'm 3 weeks pregnant, but in reality, we're calculating based on when I potentially ovulated, I'm like a week pregnant. I'm actually surprised that I can even take a test and it will come out, because I considered taking a test 2 days ago, and I was just like, it's like 10 days to your period, like there's no, what are you wasting this test for, and stuff like that. Like I just basically started getting to the point where I would have to convince myself not to take tests, because it was like, this is crazy, this doesn't make any sense, why are you constantly taking tests? Guys, I'm in shock, but like I am so over the moon. I don't know how to explain. This feels like, I said, completely different. At the point in time when I'm filming this as well, I haven't told AG yet. I feel like something that a lot of us women fear is infertility. Infertility feels like it takes a choice away from you. Like you might not want to have children, but sometimes just knowing, like How I Met Your Mother and Robin, just knowing that you can't. I think sometimes when you don't want to do something, you're validated because it feels like a choice for you, as compared to you can't do it. So even if you wanted to do it or not, you cannot do it. And even after having Zoe and the circumstances surrounding Zoe's conception, I still felt like, will I be able to even have another child? I had been watching so many videos and stuff about like women, they'll have their first child and everything goes well. By the time they start trying for the second one, it can be years before they have a second child. So I'm honestly so grateful to God. As soon as I put Zoe to sleep, I just knelt down and I prayed and I cried, and like I feel like I'm going to be crying a lot. I feel like I'm still in shock. I don't think I'll really settle into it until maybe I tell Deji, or some weeks from now, where I can actually get like an ultrasound and stuff. But guys, this is wild. There are a couple of other things that I felt deep down in my heart towards this particular pregnancy as well, but I feel like I'll have to do a part 2 because this video is already really long. Maybe, I don't know if you guys mind long videos, and I would really love for this video to be an introduction into this new series. I'm definitely going to document. I really felt like I missed out on documenting my pregnancy last time, because in as much as I was at peace, there was a lot of like turbulence going on around me at that point in time. So it was like the last thing on my mind. But this time, like, I feel mentally stronger. I feel like without really knowing, I've been like mentally preparing for this for so long. So yeah, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so freaking excited. It is well. Alright, let me end by, I've looked at this test like a million times. This Clearblue test, I ordered it when my mom was out of the country because I really wanted to have a text-based pregnancy test, and the ones in Nigeria are so expensive. Like one of these can be like 16,000 naira. I'm not paying 16,000 naira for it to tell me I'm not pregnant. This particular one I got had 5 in a set, and 3 out of the 5 were 3 out of the 6 tests that I took during that period in time that were negative. So when I got to this 4th one, this is after I had taken the original test, the first test this afternoon / evening. I took this one again at night because I felt like I didn't believe the other one. I felt like I didn't believe it. And I still felt like this one was going to tell me I was not pregnant. And it says pregnant. Well, obviously it says pregnant if I'm making this video. Let me show you guys. Isn't this absolutely wild? Isn't this wild? Is this just wild to me? This is crazy. Alright guys, I feel like I'm getting lower every time I move, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being an avenue to air my thoughts. It's so funny. I feel like my mother-in-law already knows. She was talking to me today and saying I was looking really pale and I was looking unwell. So I feel like when I tell her tomorrow, she'll just say, I knew it. I can imagine her saying, I knew it. I won't be able to document her. I don't know that I really want to document telling anyone, to be honest. I might do DG, but depending on how dramatic the responses will determine whether or not I'll actually post it. But I don't think with my family, they're not really, my side of the family is more like social media. You know, they don't mind being out there. You guys know my sister is easy, but then the other side, my husband's side, I don't think they're really down for that energy. So yeah, I'll probably just explain what happened, to be honest. So, yeah. Bye guys, love you.